Hi, everyone. This is Tony Veller. I run Alliance and Channels here at ServiceNow. And what I'd like to do in the next several minutes in this presentation is to give you an overview of our 2018 partner strategy here at ServiceNow and how that aligns to our corporate strategy for 2018 and how that help us get to our goal of $4 billion by 2020 and eventually to $10 billion and beyond. As you know, our partner ecosystem today is extremely powerful. We need our partner ecosystem to help us with that growth. But before I go into a partner strategy, I wanted to cover on what we presented last year in terms of our strategy. We showed this slide last year in 2017 at Sales Kickoff, and this was our strategy. I had just joined the company recently, and what we said we were going to do in 2017 was focus on a few new things. First, how we focus on source ACV, start delivering and building sales capacity. We also said we wanted to focus on growing with our partner ecosystem across all of our product lines, which we were able to do. So thank you so much to all of you guys. In fact, if we look at our growth across all of our product lines, 50% of our growth came from our ITSM, and the other 50% came from all of our product lines. So your partner ecosystem contributed to that growth, not only in ITSM, but also outside of that in all of our product lines. We also said that we wanted to drive 75% of all the ACV to be influenced by partner ecosystem and 30% of that to be sourced by our partner ecosystem. And not only we did that, but we exceeded those numbers. So thank you so much for helping us with drive this metrics. Beyond 2017, we said that we wanted to focus on tracking ACV by product line, which today we now have all of our sales teams in our Alliance and Channels compensated on driving specific targets for each one of our product lines. We also said we wanted to build a delivery and sales capacity for all of our product lines. So you're going to hear more about this in this presentation. And then we also said that we wanted to focus more on customer success. And we said that way before John Donahoe joined the company. As you know, since John joined the company, he truly propelled this focus on customer success. But customer success is not something new to us. In fact, we're very proud of having one of the highest NPS scores in the industry. But for us to continue to grow to $4 billion by 2020 and $10 billion beyond that, we need to become maniacally focused on customer success. And to do so, we need to do the following. We need all of our customer-facing stakeholders, our sales teams, our PS organization, our product line sales teams, and you, our partners, to pull together to become more customer-centric to drive customer success outcomes, and that's what we want. In the end, as you know, the reason that we're all here is in business is because of our customers, and successful customers is how we grow that business. Partners, professional service and sales, product line, and BUs, we all need to put together towards this to drive those outcomes of customer success. But for us to get to $4 billion, it truly requires world-class teaming that includes our global sales team, our certified partner ecosystem, and our newly formed customer success group. And this customer success group is not just one team under David Robinson. It actually encompasses multiple teams within ServiceNow that includes our training and certification organization, our PS organization, and our partner ecosystem. Where we're working together to a common goal in mind of customer success, we can jointly land, expand, and retain more customers, helping you and us grow together. And I want to point out that this is circular because this is a continuum. It never stops. So I want to make sure that we continue working on delivering value to the customer by landing, expanding, and retaining that customer over the length of a lifetime. So again, this requires a world-class teaming that involves all of us. And this is why we're investing more than ever in customer success. Historically, the way that we've been working with customers is that our customers plan to make a purchase of a ServiceNow product. Then the customer decides to implement, there's a partner or MPS organization implements the product and it gets deployed. But we know that in order for a customer to be truly successful and build that continuum of retention, we need to make the customer does not stop there, right? They need to optimize where they've deployed, and that once it's optimized, they should be able to extend it, and that's where we retain the customer and go back to land, expand, and retain. So there are research, and we know that for those things to happen, there's 5 domains of success that any customer should have in place in order to be successful. And only by having the customer, which is the you on the slide, you are partners, and us working together, we cannot make these things happen. So the 5 domains of success are as follows. There has to be a vision and strategy on why they're implementing the product, right? There has to be a governance, how they're going to implement, how they're going to use the product. You can't, the implemented technology is not about implementing technology. What are the process and automation and the strategy that the company's trying to drive in order to drive the transformation? And then what is the experience to the employee or the end user, and what is that strategy? And also, what is the technology and data management strategy? These 5 domains have to be in place for any customer to be successful. It doesn't really matter who delivers and who's creating those strategies or those domains. It could be a partner like yourself. It could be us, or it can be the customer themselves. But we want to make sure those 5 things are in place, and we'll be extremely transparent with you, our partners, that we are doing these 5 things, and that we expect that you will be transparent back with us that you are delivering or working in some of these areas. So we're jointly driving towards making every customer successful. And of course, our 2018 partner strategy is all centered on customer success, but really focused on 3 things. First, building a high quality implementation capacity to drive customer success. We also want to become more strategic, have a strategic focus. We want to become more strategic with your partner ecosystem, and we want to become more strategic with working with you and our customers in the field. And lastly, we want to increase scale. We want to increase scale how we work with you, how we drive joint revenue for the 2 of us. So why don't we touch base on each one of these specifically and see how we're going to measure it going forward. Let's talk first about high quality implementation capacity. So the opportunity here is massive. We know that the global ServiceNow services market will grow to about 400% to be about 16 billion plus by 2020. The opportunity here is massive. And we also know that services partners today deliver around 90% of all the projects, and we expect that to increase over time. So if you're a services partner, I want you to think about the opportunity and how big this market is and how much potential there is for you to grow in this segment. So our strategy here is to build an exclusive services partner ecosystem that delivers high levels of customer satisfaction to ensure customer success. We're also looking to make sure that we have highly skilled and qualified partners for each one of our product lines, and we plan to deliver best-in-class training, enablement, and certification to your partner ecosystem. How are we going to measure this? Starting from implementation expertise. We want to have the global capacity by product line and by geo, and also want to make sure that we have 100% project registration. So we want to make sure that we want to know what your partners are doing in your projects so that we can jointly work with you on delivering success to the customers. Around customer success, customer satisfaction. We're going to be making changes to our partner program to put more emphasis on customer satisfaction. And we also want to hear customer success stories from you. We want to hear what successes you're having. We want to promote that internally and with our customers. So we have big emphasis on driving and looking for what customer success stories you have for us. And then lastly, product specialization. Another area we're going to put a lot more emphasis and weighting on our partner programs instead of around certifications. And you're going to hear from Kat in a different presentation on how we're driving training and certifications in this new era here at ServiceNow. So we talked a lot about growth and how we want to expect to be $4 billion by 2020. So we know that 80% of our growth by 2020 to get us to $4 billion is going to come from our expand motion, and 20% of our growth will come from the land motion. We also know that our revenue is going to be very, very concentrated to get us to $4 billion by 2020. We know that 2% of our top customers will drive 30% of all the ACV. Which leads me to our second strategy, our strategic focus. We want to become more strategic with your partner ecosystem and drive more enterprise transformation. I talked about the opportunity. We're today $2 billion. We want to get to $4 billion by 2020. That's doubling the growth in the next 3 years. We talked about the 80% growth from our expansion motion. And I also talked about our 30% growth from our very large customer transformation. This is where the opportunity is for you around growing with us at the speed that we're growing in the expansion motion and our very large customer transformation. So our strategy here is first, we want to make sure that we get more strategic with your partners. We want to develop business plans with each one of you and review them quarterly. We want to make sure that we do cross-mapping of your accounts, where you have relationships, where you currently have doing work, and then develop joint customer account plans with you, and then review them internally with you. We also want to make sure that we work jointly with you to transform our customers together. And we want to leverage your partner ecosystem to expand and accelerate our must-win prospects. Our key metrics for us is we want 80% of all of our large enterprise customers, that top 2%, to be influenced by your partner ecosystem. We should be working with you on those customer transformations. We want to make sure that all of our tier partners, if you're bronze, silver, gold strategic, you should have a joint business plan with us. In fact, a lot of you, if you're listening to this call, you should have a joint business plan already in place with your partner manager. We want to make sure that we cross-map all of our pursuit accounts and we're working jointly on those pursuits. And lastly, we want to make sure that we're expanding your areas of practice outside of ITSM. A lot of you have existing ITSM practices, but we also know that you have practices and areas of expertise outside of ITSM, such as operations management or HR or customer service, and we want to help you expand your practices around those areas. And lastly, we want to increase scale. We want to accelerate joint revenue, right, and get sourced ACV. So what's the opportunity? Listen, we are growing 35 to 40% year over year ourselves. If you're not growing that speed or better, we should talk about why. But the growth is massive, and we should be growing at the same speed as we are. We want to make sure that 70% of all the ACV is touched by your partner ecosystem. So that's a lot of ACV, and the multiples are quite big, 3 or 4 times. We want to make sure that the commercial segment, our global ServiceNow penetration into our commercial segment and mid-market is less than 8%. So there's a lot of market to go after together. And lastly, we're driving to an ISV ecosystem worth $500 million in gross app ACV to you by 2020 as one of our fastest growing segments in our alliance and channels organization. So the opportunity is really, really, really big. So our strategy here is first, to drive more source, we want to incentivize you, and we're going to increase referral fees from 5% to 10%. We want to co-develop plans with you, our MSPs, to speed migration from those legacy applications such as BMC, CA, or HP customers. We want to build a plan into the joint business plan. If you're an MSP or a strategic partner, we want to build offerings outside of ITSM, for example, security, operations, and HR. We want to co-develop campaigns to drive more expansion into our joint accounts. And lastly, we want to expand the reseller channel in the commercial segment. How are we going to measure it? We expect to have 500 net new logos with your partner ecosystem in 2018. We still expect to have 75% of all the ACV globally influenced by your partner ecosystem, and 30% of the ACV sourced globally. And we expect that 80% increase and resell in the commercial segment, especially in our tier 1 countries. So we talked about our strategy, and for us to implement the strategy, we also need a very strong organization to support the strategy. Last year, we introduced a new Alliance and Channels organization. We made a lot of change, so we appreciate your patience with us. This year, we don't plan to make a lot of changes, some very minor tweaks to what we've done last year, but I want to make sure that you understand how we organized going forward. First, at the bottom, Partner Programs and Operations organization, led by Rafael Contreras, who joined us last year. This is where our partner program lives. We also have a new leader who runs our Partner Solution Consulting organization, Mike Mayer. Mike Mayer joined us internally from ServiceNow. He used to run the solution architects for the Inspire team. And this is because we want to raise the conversation with you and our customers jointly. And then we have the 4 key pillars. First, our partner management organization. This is a team that manages the relationship between the two of us, with your partner and us. If you are a tier partner, you should have a partner manager designated to you. The partner manager is responsible for co-creating the joint business plan with you. That includes what is our joint targets for certifications, for ACV, for revenue, for joint solutions. The partner manager is also responsible for connecting business leaders in your organization and our business leaders, whether it's your CEO with our CEO, whether it's your HR business practitioner with our GM or HR, so on and so forth, and make sure that we keep those relationships strong. And then lastly, the partner manager is responsible for building thriving practice areas inside your organizations and also building strong joint solutions. Next, our Alliance and Channels go-to-market team. I hate using the word, I hate using this word, but I'm going to use it because it explains it well. It's an overlay organization of our sales organization. Every sales leader in our organization has a counterpart in the Alliance and Channels go-to-market. All the way down to the AVP level and sales director. This team is responsible for mapping the territory accounts to our partner ecosystem, right? So which accounts do we have in a territory, and which partners we're going to align to those accounts, because we might have joint relationships, we may already be doing work together, so aligning and mapping those. Then, how do we execute joint account plans with your partner and our account teams to build a joint pursuit plans into those accounts? And lastly, obviously, we want to make sure that these teams are working jointly with your partners and our sales teams to drive the pursuits. Then we have our product line alliance and development group. So last year we introduced the product line alliances team. This was a way to align each one of our BUs and their strategies with our partner ecosystem. And so this year we have the same. We are expanding that team. We're growing that team, but we're also adding some additional responsibilities. First, like I said, there's still supposed to be a single point of contact for our business unit, our PLS organization, our partner, and with our partner ecosystem. They're responsible for capturing the business unit partner strategy and recruiting requirements. As we develop new functionality in our product lines, we want to make sure that we don't have the capabilities in the ecosystem, that we'll still recruit proactively. And they also work very closely with the partner management team, right? So they're the ones who actually help the partner manager go enable and build practice areas within our partner ecosystem, whether it might be a new partner or an existing partner. If you want, for example, want to build an HR practice within your organization, this is a team will get deployed to help you figure out how to build that in your organization. And lastly but not least, our ISV team. This is where OEMs and our store partners live. So this is a team that is responsible for recruiting new ISV or OEMs to build application businesses on top of our platform. They manage the ISV partners to manage pipeline and the revenue share, and then drive marketing activities to help you, our ISV partners, grow your businesses. And lastly, in order to align all this together, we also had to align our Partner Now program to our partner strategy. So there are three key things that we're doing around a partner program. First, we're adding a weighted system to the partner program. There'll be some requirements that have higher weighting. So, for example, certifications and customer satisfaction will have a higher weighting because these are things that are important to us going forward, specifically around customer success. We're also going to put a greater focus on services and sales programs in FY18. And then we're also going to give you a Partner Now program year so you can see when things are happening and you get ready for the changes that we're about to make. And this will be a calendar year that we'll use for every year, so you know when things are happening, when things are changing, when changes are happening, so you don't have to keep guessing on when we're doing things. So just to wrap it up, I have three calls to action for you. First, if you're a services partner, we want you to build your skills, get certified to drive customer success. You're going to hear a lot in everyone in your organization talk about this customer success, and we want it to be certified. We want to make sure that when we walk in with a partner to an account, we are confident that you're certified, and we can tell the customer, okay, this is our certified partner. Secondly, please engage more strategically with us, with ServiceNow. Let's build a joint plan that we can hold accountable to each other, right? What are the metrics that you care about that we should be following and tracking for your success? And what are the metrics that we care about around the relationship that we should be jointly tracking to make sure that we're jointly successful? And then lastly, understand the partner program enhancement that we're making, and stay connected with us through the partner portal. We are spending a lot of time making sure that the partner portal is active and is fresh with information. A lot of the updates that we're making to the partner program are being uploaded to the partner portal. So please try to stay connected with us in the partner portal. So thank you so much for your attention. We look forward to working with you more strategically in 2018. And thank you so much.